Tuesday. Right? Yeah, today's Tuesday.
Joe, I don't see us.
I don't either.
We're not on, buddy, on X.
Or Facebook.
I don't know what's going on.
It says it's streaming according
It's
to
not
Restream.
on X.
Or Facebook. Oh, here we go. We just popped up on Facebook. Okay.
It might be a little slow. I don't know.
Now we're finally on X.
There we go.
That's weird. Okay. There we go. No, I feel like I haven't seen you guys or talked to you guys forever.
Yeah, I didn't think you were going to be. I told people you weren't going to be here today, so my bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Good morning, Ben.
Here she is. Good morning, Mitch. Hey, Ben. How's it going, guys? Well, if there were a ton of delays and cancellations at the airport over the weekend because there was such a bad ice storm that happened, in the Midwest. So I was just wondering.
Terry says the notifications aren't working, and then X isn't popping up in my normal stream. I have to go and click open live video. That's weird. Things are not working as they normally do.
Things aren't jiving. Well, as far as the notifications on Facebook, though, sometimes we do not get notified that we are on. I know several people struggle with that. Tanya, thank you so much. It's nice to be back. Had a day off yesterday. Good morning, Michelle. Hey, Heather. Good morning, Kimberly. Is everybody ready for Christmas? Done shopping, decorating? Anybody baking Christmas cookies?
Hi, Paige. Hello.
Good morning.
So, Joe, when we start, we'll just come introduce, and then we'll just talk about what we're having up for the show, and then we'll promote Paige. All right. Thank you, Paige. And as always, when we finish, you can get up and move forward. How was your? Yeah, and just you don't have to sit there the whole time. No, I mean once we're done.
Okay.
You can leave.
How's motherhood?
Good. He's teething and rolling, and he's like in the 90-something percentile for height.
Oh, what's his name?
Jack.
Oh, and how old?
4.5 months.
Oh my gosh, 6 months is my favorite because they still, obviously they can't walk. They can't get around or whatever, but their personality is so sweet and fun, and they're starting to eat and,
That part I'm not ready for.
Yeah, figure things out.
Solid foods is another story.
Oh yeah, and you have to be patient. That's for sure.
Yes.
Good morning, Joe and Stephanie.
Hey guys, thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing the show.
Tanya, you're good, girl. Done wrapping. I still have more than I thought until I just now thought about it to wrap. Yep. How about you, Paige?
I have a couple things I still need to buy.
Yeah, you know what? I'm there. There's a few things that I have to do too. And it's stuff that I can't get online. And I'm just like, oh man, I got to go out and search for it, And I actually went out last week and braved the mall a couple times. And I'm just like, and I was one of those people, I was like, I will never just shop online and have it delivered to my door. It's so weird. I need to go out and see it and look at it. Oh no. That is not me anymore. Good morning, Addie.
Clothes are more that way, but like certain items, like, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning. We'll get started about 9 o'clock here,
morning.
okay?
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you. I like the new website.
Oh, you
I've been
do?
looking through it.
Good.
I like all the event space and
That has been our recent push. It's for event
Ooh,
spaces.
That's good.
Yes.
That's
you know what
really good.
I didn't even think of it. How do I go about putting an ad for our podcast studio there?
Oh, super easy. Yeah.
Just go onto your website
Yeah.
and just log in.
Log in and take a couple pictures, write a description, and post it.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a couple podcast studios on there already, but they are like one-person studios. So like this one would be very unique.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Chris says, my daughter and I will be baking 60 gooey butter cakes to donate the proceeds to Children's Hospital for one of her fundraisers.
Wait, who said that?
Miss Panna Queenly Duties, Chris Steiner. Very
Oh.
nice.
I don't see Chris on here.
It comes up at different times.
Oh, there. That's so nice. I love gooey butter. I really do.
Have you ever had
Yep.
chocolate gooey butter?
I
Yep.
have.
So good.
With the I can't say chocolate, but with the chocolate chips in it. Is that what you mean? Because that's the only kind I've
There's like a
had.
chocolate gooey butter cake cookie
Ooh,
that my friend's mom makes. I haven't
so
had them in
good.
years, but they're so good. And you cover them in powdered sugar.
Oh, that does sound good. What's
Yeah.
your favorite Christmas cookie, Paige?
I haven't had those in a long time, but probably those.
Yeah.
Or my mom makes what she calls a cowboy cookie.
Okay.
It
What's
has
that?
like cinnamon in it. It's like a cinnamon chocolate chip cookie.
Oh,
It's really good with
that
oatmeal.
does sound good. Okay.
It's delicious.
That does sound good. I like for Christmas cookies, did you ever grow up making the wreaths with the green marshmallow and the cornflakes? Oh my
Yep.
gosh. That for sure is my favorite. But I love just straight up chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
Just a good chocolate chip cookie.
Uh-huh.
No nuts, no powdered sugar, just chocolate chip cookie. Good morning, Paul. Hey, Karen.
Hey guys, thanks for liking and subscribing, sharing the show. Let's get this.
Morning. Good morning. We are talking about our favorite Christmas cookies. If anybody wants to share yours, let us know. I'm trying to think. Did you guys grow up? Did your moms make the rum balls with the
Yes.
rum in it? Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, they did.
You're not missing anything, Paige.
It's rum. How am I not missing?
I
No.
liked it.
Mm-mm.
You didn't like them?
No. It's
Interesting.
awful. No.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're not good.
Have you ever had those pretzels with Rolo on top?
Oh,
And an M&M?
Yes.
So good.
It just melts. You just bake
Uh-huh.
it and it just melts right on in there. Those are good. I forgot about those.
Yeah.
That might be a good one. I like that sweet salty
Uh-huh.
combination.
It's really easy too.
Yeah, it is. That's true. Lemon gooey butter. Oh yeah, that does sound good. I love lemon bars with the graham cracker crust.
Okay.
Have you ever had those?
I think so.
Oh, those are good. This is making me hungry. Oh, Tanya, you're so welcome. Oh, yay, you ordered it. That's so great. Yeah, I think didn't you say that you were going to get one for your mom as well or something like that? But keep us posted on what you think about that Century system. There's so many people that are
We just ordered
getting
one.
into it. Paige just
You
ordered
did?
one
A whole
as well.
one.
Really?
Awesome.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
did you order it?
A couple days ago. It's on
Did
the
you
way.
use our code?
No, because the Black Friday sale was bigger than.
Oh, that's
the
fine.
code. Yeah.
No, I'll let them know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah. Super
I-
excited.
Hey Tanya, I think the one I sent you to, did that still have the Black Friday code on that one? I think it did.
It was a banner across the top that had the code. What
Okay.
oh yeah, yesterday.
Was it
last
under
day.
your husband's name or your name?
My name.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Mhm.
Buckeyes. I don't know what Buckeyes are. What
Oh,
are
you don't know what Buckeye
9
is?
a.m.?
It's like a
No.
peanut butter ball
Start.
with chocolate on the outside.
Oh, I love
Here we
those.
go.
Yes.
We've never called them Buckeyes.
Are you looking to elevate your brand's presence? Partner with Cancel This Show with myself, Vic Faust, and my co-host.
Megan Marie. We're ranked in the top 10% globally.
Our show has reached over 1.68 million engaged listeners, and we continue to grow monthly
Podcasting is one of the best ways to advertise.
because it offers a highly engaged audience, SEO targeted reach,
And the ability to build a personal
Connection with listeners.
dive into the dynamic world of cancel culture, politics, all current events, and the latest news with us.
It's the American taxpayers that are having to pay for all of this monkey business left and right.
look at all of these pictures. They are using AI to generate fake photos, and we show you them. And Joe will show, we got a video of one, we've got certain pictures.
They were hiding the fact and trying to lie to the American people for months that Joe Biden was doing well.
This is Kamala. This is Joe Biden. It's Barack Obama. It's Jake Sullivan, all together doing anything and everything they can to strike back at Donald Trump because he continues to kick their ass.
If that doesn't make you mad enough to vote one way or another in this election, nothing will do it.
Get your company's voice heard, your brand recognized,
and the exposure you deserve.
Does your brand align with our mission?
Let's talk and make an impact together. Hey guys, welcome to cancelthisshow.com. Vic Faust, Megan Marie Moret, Pro Joe in the house, making sure we look and sound as good as we possibly can. Another big show. As we do, we rock and roll. We come through this so dang fast. The fastest hour plus in podcasting, politics, and news here on cancelthisshow.com. Coming up, Trump literally holds a masterclass on how to hold pressers yesterday. It's so good, Megan, to actually have a president,
I know,
a commander-in-chief who has pressers
and has things to say
and talks to the media.
And you can understand him.
And great ideas.
How amazing is that? We don't have to have a decipher. We don't have to have someone telling us, translating what he's saying.
So we're going to get into that. More updates on the drones. That was another subject that Donald Trump spoke about yesterday. And you won't want to miss a physicist and an investigator who kind of breaks down what's happening from a physics standpoint. You guys know me. I love science. Science is a big deal. It's behind all truth. And that's why I didn't, quote, follow the science back during the COVID days, because the science was not leading you to COVID restrictions and COVID anything. So anyway, excited about that. Also, when it comes to the drones, there's a big meeting today. There is a House Intel briefing, so it's starting to heat up. We're going to get into that as well. And anything else that you guys want to jump in, you can do that as well. Okay, right out of the gate this morning, we have one of our friends and our advertisers. We encourage anybody to advertise with us as they can. Just message me, Vic at cancelthisshow.com. And we can talk about it because it makes too much sense. We have a big base, not only the live viewer audience from all of our platforms, but what we're putting out on a daily basis as well. So we are grateful for you guys jumping in. One of those advertisers who's been with us for a while is our friend Paige Measley. She is the owner of WeQuip USA. Paige, glad that you're with us. You're a brand new mom. Before we get into everything that WeQuip does, how's everything going with your brand new baby? You're a brand new mom.
Yes, he's getting so big. He's like 4.5 months now, rolling, talking every chance he can get, and teething. So he's slobbering like crazy.
Does he say mama or dada?
Not purposefully.
Not okay.
Yeah.
Just making the sound.
Just like when he's crying, he goes, Mom, and it's like, oh, you're breaking my heart. But no,
and is he a mama's boy, or will he go to either of you?
I mean, yeah, he doesn't have a problem with either of us. I think dad is a little bit more special because he's not around all the time because he goes off to work. So yeah, like I'll be holding him and he'll be looking around going, where's dad?
Oh, that is so sweet. Well, it gives you a break too.
Yes.
You know, because a lot of times babies at that age, they want one person, and that is the mom.
Yeah, he's pretty good about going to pretty much anyone. So like even my mom has been great in helping us with him. So yeah, he has no problem hanging out with her
good
too.
For you.
Well, we're grateful that you're with us. We're grateful for your support of the show, and we're grateful for WeQuipUSA.com. Guys, you got to check out the website. Literally check it out. We tell you about it all the time. So many things evolving on your site page. I was looking on the website last night, looked again this morning, and I love all the event space.
Yes.
I was like, dang, you guys have you have podcast rooms, you have event space. I know it's just one of the many things, but explain again to everybody how people can utilize what you guys have. And it's the holiday season.
Yep.
I started looking at ideas. I was like, oh, what great gift ideas to maybe rent something or space or an event or something from WeQuipUSA.com.
Yeah, so WeQuip, for those of you who don't know, we are a peer-to-peer rental marketplace. So we try to say that we want to be the Amazon of rentals. So we have anything and everything you would need. Our recent push, yes, has been for event spaces, which we're really excited about. So whether you need that last minute Christmas get together or a holiday party, corporate party, or even a bridal shower down the line, anything like that, that will have the space for you. So we have lots of spaces in the St. Louis area currently. We do have rentals outside of the St. Louis area, but we're definitely focused here for now. But yeah, anywhere from podcast studios. We are currently getting a brewery party room available as well. So those should be coming up in the next couple of days. There's a place in O'Fallon off of Highway K where they have ping pong tables and foosball or ping pong and air hockey tables. So you can throw your event any way you want. And we also have a parish reception hall of a formerly closed parish, but you can get it for 300 people for an entire Saturday for $1,200. And you can bring in any catering you want, any alcohol you want.
Wow.
So like that's a great price point for those that want to get married but don't really have the budget for a big reception.
Gosh, that's great.
Yeah, the pricing really is it's something that's special. I'm like, wow, you can get a whole bunch of things. I'm curious, what kind of questions are you getting from people these days? Everything is insured, by the way.
Yes.
Make sure that people understand that.
Yeah, so we have an owner guarantee of $3,000 per listing. So we try to take as much risk out of it for the owner as we possibly can. And then if you have an item that has a larger value, you can also get one of our business partner packages that can insure your items up to, I believe it's $5,000 or $10,000, just to help that extra coverage. So if you have any needs like that, we're happy to talk and figure that out. But yes, we try to take as much risk out of it as we possibly can.
What's selling big these days?
Still tables and chairs.
Tables and chairs. Okay.
Yes. Very basic rentals, but people need it. So if you have family coming over for the holidays and you need that extra 10 chairs, a couple tables, then we have that for you as well.
And then are there tablecloths to go with those tables?
So we do have some tablecloths on there, and we have a new partner coming on called Judge. I'm going to say it right. Judge Rentals. And she has linens for all kinds of events. And fantastic. She has beautiful linens as well.
Oh gosh. I mean, that's so easy to go pick up your tables, get your chairs, and then not have to go somewhere else and get, because I mean, you have to have a tablecloth on the table.
Oh
right?
Yeah, if you want to be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah. And we also have like there are chargers. So if you really want to do like a fancy Christmas dinner, there are gold chargers to really dress up the table. If you're throwing a really big party, we also have a DJ on there. So
it's WeQuipUSA.com, WeQuipUSA.com. You get connected with people in your area. It's backed by insurance. It's safe. You can not only put your own items up for rental, you can also rent somebody else's. So it's a two-way street, which is fantastic. And you just never know what you may find. I love the video opportunities that Projo is showing right now. The picture deck, you can't see it.
I don't know what's going on.
We're showing the picture deck. It's the selfie shack.
Yep.
Has the selfie shack been rented out yet?
To be honest, no.
That's
Not
right.
yet.
No, that's all right.
Not
We
yet.
just talked to. And the thing I love about your start, I mean, because your business has not been around all that long, but you continue to gain traction as people get to know more and more about what you're doing.
Yes. And our newest feature with our new website was, so now we can fundraise. So if you have a charity that's near and dear to your heart, but you don't have necessarily the funds to directly support them, you can rent out your items and support them with a percentage of what you would make, and it goes directly to them.
Well, Paige, we appreciate you coming in and explaining everything from WeQuipUSA.com. I haven't wished anybody a Merry Christmas yet, but I don't know if I'll see you before then. So we're saying Merry Christmas to WeQuipUSA.com. Your husband, your family, your beautiful new baby. And we just want to promote WeQuipUSA.com.
Yeah.
And this will be your little guy's first Christmas.
Yes.
How sweet. Have you taken him to see Santa yet?
No, I haven't.
Well, you'll have to. Are you going to take him?
I haven't planned on that.
No. Okay.
But I got pictures in his cute little Christmas PJs, and
that's
adorable. I put a
precious.
little Santa hat on him. It was really cute.
Yeah. Well, next year you can
Yes.
take them, and then you'll have to let us know how that goes.
Okay. Yes. I
Paige
did that.
Measley from WeQuipUSA.com. Once again, WeQuipUSA.com. Paige, we'll catch up with you next time. All right.
Awesome. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
We'll
Yeah.
definitely be putting our
And have a happy holiday.
Yes.
cancelthisshow.com in there. This is cancelthisshow.com. Grateful for Paige's support. Once again, if you know of anybody that would like to jump on and get some interviews and some publicity throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area or around the country, let us know. Vic at cancelthisshow.com. Vic at cancelthisshow.com. We also have a donate button. We're grateful for you guys, whatever you can give. Everything helps us out with what we're trying to do. Just grateful. Vic at cancelthisshow.com for advertising. And if you go to cancelthisshow.com and click on donate, you can do that as well. And I just, and we'll get to our ads later, but I'm so happy to hear that she bought a home system from centuryh2o.com because the water system's amazing. I feel amazing. I started losing weight. I'm not kidding. The minerals, the calcium, the magnesium, the oxygen in my body. I'm not as hungry. I sleep better. It's crazy. You just go to centuryh2o.com/discount/save sips. And if anybody has any questions, we'll talk about it before the end of the show, but just email me, Vic at cancelthisshow.com. Once again, Vic at cancelthisshow.com. All right, we've got lots to get into. I wanted to start with some of the Trump stuff first before we get into the drones, because he held a masterclass yesterday, an absolute masterclass. And the thing I love about Donald Trump is this. He came out yesterday, and just think about all the people that did everything they could to keep him out of office. The things that were said about him, the arrows that were thrown at him, the bullets shot at him over the past few years. And now you have Donald Trump standing at a presser yesterday, speaking about how much he's liked now, about how people want to be his friend. This blew me away. And it just was, there's a peace, there's a calm, there's a zen about this. Quote me again.
Your meeting with Apple CEO Tim Cook, and did you talk about tariffs in that meeting?
Meeting with who?
Apple CEO Tim Cook.
I did have dinner with Tim Cook. I had dinner with sort of almost all of them, and the rest are coming. And this is one of the big differences, I think, between, we were talking about it before, one of the big differences between the first term. In the first term, everybody was fighting me. In this term, everybody wants to be my friend. I don't know. My personality changed or something, but
Donald Trump being Donald Trump. They are. Everybody's like, oh man, we know he gets things done. Yeah. Everybody wants to be with a winner.
That's right. And he didn't change. They changed.
I like that.
They saw the light. They smelled what's about to come around the corner, which is all goodness, smelling like that, warm American apple pie just right around the corner. So no, I don't think he changed. I think that other people finally came to their senses, and that's great. And he's just got to feel so good on so many levels. I mean, he's picking these people that are just going to be so great in their positions. There's things that are coming back. Like, I'm just so grateful. Like the whole ABC thing, the whole George Stephanopoulos, having to retract what he said and awarding him $15 million. I mean, all of it is just, it's like going down the line and saying, yep, check.
Well, he talked about his life changing yesterday. We talked about those things, and his life changing when Butler happened.
Yeah.
When he felt like, okay, by the grace of God, I've been saved and I have a job to do, which has been fantastic to see this guy do what he's doing. And of course, yesterday talking about how everybody wants to be his friend. By the way, the question they had asked him about that too was TikTok. We've talked about it. People, regardless of what you think about TikTok, and you can find us on TikTok. Megan does a terrific job on TikTok. I don't think it's going anywhere, people. I really don't. Donald Trump yesterday talked about how he did very well with the young people on TikTok. And how it helped him win the presidency, and that he was a fan of it. He had a meeting yesterday with the president, the United States president, or the U.S. president of TikTok. They're supposed to divest ByteDance, the Chinese company, and they're not saying they're going to do it yet. And if they didn't, they were supposed to go away by January 19th. I still think there's going to be a way where Donald Trump makes it happen, where TikTok's going to stay around for a while. I really do.
Yeah. I think if it weren't, I think he would have been more decisive on that yesterday or over the weekend when he was asked about it. And he's like, hey, I don't know. I kind of like this TikTok. I had 34% of my young voters, came from me being on TikTok. So maybe it's not all that bad. And, I agree with that. It's not all that bad. I mean, you got to pick and choose with everything that's out there. Like you say, it can be a necessary evil, Vic.
Yeah,
and
it can be, just like social media.
And you don't have to watch it. You don't have to get on it. You don't, so we'll see what happens with that.
No, I don't care. I think if it's there, I think it helps them. And I get a lot of news from TikTok. I see a lot of information from TikTok. And then it's up to us to decipher and use our brains on what's good and what's not for us. One of the things he talked about yesterday's presser, he's such a down-to-earth guy that everybody's like, damn, we tried to kill him, literally, when it came to his reputation. And, he's a mean guy. And everybody sees what we had. People didn't appreciate Donald Trump until he went away and he was replaced with Joe Biden. And then everybody's like, oh, my God, did we make the biggest mistake ever? Donald Trump sits there and he talks about policy. He talks about ideas off the cuff, no presser or no paper with who he's going to talk to at the presser. And he has conversations, which is amazing. I'm loving life going. And he doesn't have, I'm only going to call on a certain amount of people. I mean, he's calling on everybody. He was asked about the United States Post Office yesterday, Megan. He's like, why not privatize it? Maybe that's what we need to do. And he talks to you like, well, I don't have every single answer right now, but he talks to you like a businessman, a CEO, somebody who cares. And I'm loving it. I mean, how refreshing is it to see him doing that?
Yeah. And like you said, I mean, he's like, I'm thinking about this, or we're looking into this, or we're working on it. He's not trying to mislead anyone. And when he has not made a firm decision on something, he has no problem saying it. He's just, like you said, he's just being forthright. He's being honest. And I mean, you have to have respect for someone like that.
I love it. I'm loving a lot of it. I also love that he talked about, he's like, I don't want to, but I may have to sue the pollster from Iowa, Ann Seltzer. I mean, she's the one that intentionally, and it wasn't a joke, and it wasn't just done by accident. She did it on purpose, saying that Iowa was going the way of Donald Trump, or was going away from Donald Trump. And he dominated Iowa, double digits. And allegedly, they have information that shows where he has a suit, how she tried to mislead voters in the state of Iowa on the morning of the election.
Yeah, she's not the only one.
But he talked about it so eloquently. Again, no topic off limits.
Yeah. And she was one of, I can't even imagine how many that were misleading. And we talked a lot about that leading up to the election and after the election. Mainstream media, they just had it out for them. And they just lied and lied and lied to the American people, just as they have been doing now for 4 years.
Well, you see the international support that he has. I mean, Canada's parliament's all up in arms right now, too.
Talk about waves.
We don't deserve Donald Trump. We don't. We really don't. And it doesn't mean, we sit here and we drink his bathwater. I'm just saying the guy is such a commander-in-chief that we just haven't had, where he literally says, I'm going to tighten things up. And now Canada's freaking out. You've got their financial director quitting or getting fired by Trudeau. Trudeau might resign. I mean, this is what happens when Donald Trump comes back. He's not playing games. And it's good to have a leader, somebody who's putting America first, peace through strength, and then everybody in the world succeeds. If you want to jump on the success train, do so. If you don't, get run over by it. It's amazing to see it. And then you see yesterday, Japan's president, SoftBank, having a press conference with and the admiration that he was showing Donald Trump as he came to the United States to invest, the SoftBank CEO, $100 billion into the United States economy that's going to produce 100,000 or so brand new jobs with that Japanese money, because they say, we love Donald Trump. We believe in what he's going to do. We are showing support for him coming back and leading the United States, something we didn't have under the worst president and the worst lie that this country has ever had, that Joe Biden actually won the last election, and you saw the results. Listen to Donald Trump talk about the latest investment that he has brought to the United States. Lots of huge winning.
We've just concluded a very productive meeting, and today I'm thrilled to announce that SoftBank will be investing $100 billion in America, creating 100,000 American jobs at a minimum. And he's doing this because he feels very optimistic about our country since the election. And many other people are also coming in with tremendous amounts of money. You probably noticed that a poll was just taken. It's business is literally in 39 years, there's been nothing like it. It's been the biggest increase. Small business owners gave it a 41% jump. It's the biggest jump that we've had in 39 years. And nobody's ever seen anything like it. And it's just they're very optimistic. This historic investment is a monumental demonstration of confidence in America's future, and it will help ensure that artificial intelligence, emerging technologies, and other industries of tomorrow are built, created, and grown right here in the USA. One of the beautiful things about Masa is he's very much involved with emerging technology, probably knows it maybe better than almost anybody. So it's a great honor. And some of you remember after the 2016 election, also SoftBank committed to invest $50 billion in our country, and they did. And a very pleased to say that they kept that promise in every way, shape, and form. And we've just concluded.
I just love it. Yeah. It's more winning and it's more success with Donald Trump. Even his naysayers are silenced. And not only silenced, but yesterday we showed CNN anchor Van Jones and another CNN anchor talking about how everybody underestimated him, how the tide has changed, how Donald Trump is now winning for the United States economy, for the United States citizens, and for United States patriotism, nationalism, all of these things now leading the world. Yeah. Oh my gosh, how needed was this?
Well, and it's so not only are we Americans excited, look at this. You've got Japan, and the rapport between these two is hilarious. They're like two little kids up there giggling at each other. He's cracking jokes to him, asking him for, a couple more $1 billion.
Yeah, he right there in front of, he put him on the
He did.
He put him right on the spot.
And they just look and they're just yucking it up and having a good old time. But there are so many people around the world that want a piece of this, that want to get involved. And like this right here, this is going to create over 100,000 jobs in our country from having foreign leaders come in and invest in situations like this. It just doesn't get any better than that.
No, not really.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, and like, just the strength and just to have that, from the inside out is really cool.
Not only did he talk about every single issue you can imagine that he was asked about, it shows the depth of his brain, his energy. At one point in time, his age. He's operating like a 40-year-old, and it's a brilliant thing to see. Masterclass on how to deal with the media, including this regarding preemptive strikes on Iran. I mean, these are some dumb-ass reporters. I can say it because I've been in their shoes. You don't ask stupid questions, almost trying to antagonize them, try to catch them off guard, and just silly questions. And I love how Trump handles it because these really were some stupid questions. Watch Donald Trump talking about how silly it would be to even talk about that right now. Oh, Joe, you're still looking for it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see that one.
No, you had it in. You had it in there. I also put it back in.
I've got something about watermarking ballots, and then we move on.
Okay,
to
never mind.
Stuff.
Never mind. We failed.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry to bring it up, but that's what he talked about.
There's so much good stuff to talk about.
Then the other aspect of it is what we were talking about yesterday. And this was a huge topic yesterday, and it's still a huge topic, Megan. The drones. Donald Trump had come out before yesterday and said the government knows what's going on with all of these drones. And then yesterday he spoke about what's happening with the drones again. And I'm glad that Donald Trump addressed it because Joe Biden's nowhere to be found. Kamala Harris is nowhere to be found. But here's Donald Trump discussing what's happening with the drones.
What about the fear
here at home of the drones?
Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people. And they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster.
Will you shoot them down?
They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster.
I've
decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been?
Do you have any reason to think they're a threat?
Yeah, he does not want to comment on that, which means he has been briefed and he knows what's going on. He did have to cancel a trip because the drones are too close. And if you have our next president, who's essentially the president, Donald Trump is the president right now. We know that for all intents and purposes. Saying he's canceling a trip because of the drones. Why wouldn't the government tell us? Why would, I mean, once again, as this administration, the worst administration in the history of this country, leaves office, they're leaving just like they came in, with controversy and a lot of losing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the way that this whole thing has gone down, I think is so and Donald Trump just said that it was strange. Something strange is going on. I don't think it's strange at all. I think that it's completely acceptable that we've talked about this, that we are moving into a phase, we are moving into a time in our world where we are going to start seeing a lot more drones, drone warfare. We're seeing it in the Middle East right now, big time. So I don't think that that's strange. I think that the only part that's strange and makes you scratch your head a little bit is why people like John Kirby continue to come out, look at the American people, and ask them, are you sure that you're seeing drones? Could it be something else? Treating people like they're stupid.
We have John Kirby sound.
Yeah. But people like that continue to act like people are either seeing things or that this really isn't happening, and don't worry, and on and on and on. And, and they're saying all of the things that they are not. Oh, no, it's not this. No, it's not a foreign, it's not Iran. But no, there's no mothership, but they're not saying what it is.
Well, here's John Kirby. He was on with Brett Baer. And once again, this is weak leader. I don't even want to call them leadership. These are weak figureheads that were put in place for the United States. Here's John Kirby talking about the drones.
Joining us now to talk about these mysterious drones flying over parts of the U.S., White House National Security Communications Advisor, retired Admiral John Kirby. John, thanks for being here. You hear all of these officials. You've heard a lot of concern, a lot of coverage. Where are you tonight on this?
As we look at the information we've got, Brett, and we've now examined some 5,000 different sightings, we've added detection capabilities, additional observers. As you and I stand here today, to date, our assessment is that this is lawful, legal, commercial, hobbyist, and even law enforcement aircraft activity. Some of it's manned, some of it's unmanned. We absolutely acknowledge that a lot of these are probably drones, but they're flying legally. And it is legal to fly drones in non-restricted airspace as long as you're registered with the FAA. And there's thousands and thousands of these kinds of flights every single day. I think there's more than 1 million drones that are registered with the FAA just in the United States alone.
But this is different, it seems. Yeah. These are bigger. They're 6 feet in diameter, a lot of them. There was a reporter the other day that saw 50 coming from the coast at one pack. I know when you first came out, you said that most of these are manned. Can you concede that maybe most of these are not manned?
Well, I said was at the time, and this was Thursday, when we were not as informed as we are today based on the resources we have applied to the problem set, I said many of the reported sightings we believe to be manned aircraft. That was true when we said it on Thursday. We still believe, Brett, that some of these are, in fact, manned aircraft. I couldn't give you a breakdown of what percentage, but we do believe that still some of these sightings are, in fact, manned aircraft. We also acknowledge that a lot of them are unmanned aircraft. But again, our assessment to date, given all the work that we've done, the FBI, state and local officials, that these are legal and lawful drones flying for the common good.
Okay, we can get out right there. John Kirby lying, not giving the information we should have. And this guy's lied for a long time. This is what we're dealing with in America right now when it comes to the drones. The thing that gets me more at ease with everything is the fact that we listen to Donald Trump, who I told I put total trust in Trump. He's like, the government should just let people know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Donald Trump did not sound afraid to me. He did not sound scared. Whatever's going on and why it's going on, Donald Trump knows. And something tells me things would be changing if he was worried.
Mm-hmm. Well, and there's going to be classified things that are going to take place. I think we all understand that. And I don't think that we need to know everything. I don't think that we deserve to know everything. I think that if we truly knew everything that the government was up to, we'd all be running for the hills. We'd be, look, the sky is falling and, losing our minds. It would be complete anarchy. But just come out and nip it in the bud when you can and just say, yeah, we're running some tests. I mean, that is totally acceptable. We're running tests. It's not that big of a deal. But what's making this a big deal is when you have our government going, we don't know what it is. It could be a hobbyist. It could be law enforcement. They could be coming in and out of a garage. It's like, come on, bro. These things are the size of, an SUV and bigger. They're not flying in and out of, Frank Smith's garage down the street. That's not what's happening. So, they want to tamp these kinds of things down. Well, then tamp it down and just give some kind of half truth from the very beginning, and we wouldn't be continuing to ask questions.
Well, today there is it's a briefing, a classified drone briefing scheduled to take place today in DC with the CIA, the FBI, and the Department of Defense. And it's a briefing to the House Intelligence Committee. So with that taking place around 2:00, what information is going to be presented and what information is actually going to be presented to the public? I can't wait to see. I'm curious. I mean, we talked about all kinds of scenarios yesterday, Megan, when it came to the government drones looking for radioactive material that went missing over the East Coast. Now, you have so many people seeing what they think, and we'll have another soundbite with this coming up. The phenomena that's going on that, oh, that's a drone and it's actually a normal airplane, but people start seeing lights and they have different images. And then you start to wonder because all kinds of craziness goes on when you don't have leadership that tells you exactly what's happening.
Yeah. And everybody keeps asking, why hasn't Joe Biden said anything about it? Are you kidding me? That he would get up and expose and accidentally declassify some of America's probably biggest secrets.
He's not even being told.
Exactly.
Going on.
He doesn't know what's going on, and it's just so funny that people still actually think that this guy is making decisions and expecting him to come forward and give an answer. The guy, oh my gosh, he doesn't even know where he is half the time. And then we're expecting him to tell us why we've got drones, flying over our head, every night. It just makes no sense.
This is cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust with Megan Marie Moret, Pro Joe, off camera, making sure that we look and sound as good as we possibly can. Here Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We do some other telecast as we get into things. By the way, this is episode 491 already. So episode 500 coming up. Grateful for that and glad for you guys supporting us as much as you do. Okay. I'm curious when you break this down, the scientific aspect of this. I think Clayton Morris does a really good job with his show, and he had on Ashton Forbes. You can find him at JustX Ashton. He was talking about what's going on. He's a physicist and an investigator and really breaks down some of what's going on when it comes to the scientific aspect of drones and UFOs and everything else, and what the government has, because it opens up a whole new Pandora's box of what kind of technology do we have, and is the government hiding things from us? Because we also are getting reports that one of the drones allegedly that was shot down, can't prove it right now, was a BlackRock drone. And you're like, okay, there's a lot of money with BlackRock. What the hell's going on now with that? Here's Ashton Forbes speaking on some of what's happening.
Know that we've got full motion video coverage of the entire planet. This was actually admitted to in the UFO hearing just a month ago by both Michael Schellenberger and Tim Gallaudet. So we know what these drones are. Maybe the FBI doesn't know because they don't have access to that information, but the NRO, the CIA, the NSA, the NGA, these organizations know exactly what these drones are. So the question is, why are they lying to us about them? And I also think that drones has become the code word for UFOs now as well, which should make us wonder, what are these things flying around? Is there even somebody inside of some of these UFOs that we're seeing? Is that even a requirement? The theory that I kind of like the best, and also, I just want to point out that Congress is apparently getting a classified briefing about these drones that are flying around as well. So if there was nothing there, why would they be getting a classified briefing about it? And some of the sightings have indicated that they are transmedium, that they might be coming out of the water. In other cases, they've been saying that they're not giving off any signals or any frequencies, which I'm not really sure what that means. But these could be some of the observables that we see in UFOs. Now, the flip side of it is there is mass hysteria going on right now. We've reached a point now where this is like, it's a self-perpetuating thing where people are now just misidentifying planes and other stuff. And they're claiming that they are, these UFOs or drones when they probably aren't. So there's a lot of mud in the water that's making it very difficult to sift through. The only way we could really get forward on an answer is if we were to get high quality, like military or intelligence grade, like infrared footage of one of these things where we could actually analyze it. And I think the likelihood of that is slim. Now, my personal theory that I like, that Clint Russell and I were talking about just a couple of days ago, was this idea that, like, what if these are some type of defense mechanism, like a mesh network, like a fence, essentially, that is set up, ready to intercept some type of hypersonic weapon, either coming from outer space or coming from like a submarine off the coast or somewhere else, where seconds matter. And even the deployment time would make it less likely that you'd be able to intercept an incoming ICBM or something like that. That would actually make sense in terms of why the local governments have no idea what's going on. And it would make sense in terms of why the federal government would not be able to speak about it and potentially do a classified briefing.
Okay. Appreciate it. Ashton, super, super intelligent guy, talking about things that are very complex for the average human, which is in his wheelhouse. Megan, what do you think about that when it comes to what he's talking about, when it comes to the drone drama?
Well, like he said, people are in mass hysteria right now. I mean, it could be a whole lot worse. People are going outside now and literally doing this as soon as it gets dark outside, just with their fingers crossed, just hoping and praying that they're going to see what they think is a drone. And there are a lot of things that happen in our skies on a daily basis. I mean, a lot. And so we don't need people out there trying to, take these things out. I saw someone posted on Facebook this morning, hey, let those drones fly over East St. Louis. Like they'll be, just things like that. So everybody's talking about it. Everybody's thinking that it's funny. But I mean, he's got a great point.
Well, we talked about it yesterday. You don't see him during the day either.
Right. Exactly.
And there's no way aliens are flying these. I'm sorry, they're not.
No.
And I know there's a lot of people that want to believe in aliens and, could they be there? No. Trump put things in perspective for everybody yesterday. He really did. And that's why we try to do what we do on this show every time we're here going live. And that's why people love the content, because we're bringing you what a lot of, course, the national media and local media doesn't. But there's no doubt you can't just go, okay, no big deal anymore. Something's going on. Donald Trump says the government should tell you about it. There is no leadership. There is nobody in the White House. So we do what we can. And hopefully we find out more information after the briefing from the CIA, because they know, the FBI, they know, the Department of Defense, because they know, as they brief the House Intelligence Committee later today.
Well, and they're doing so many different types of testing right now with those drones up in the air. Probably number one, to see how people are going to react, to see if any, if they can be heat or temperature detected. They need to do these types of tests because if we're going to use this in a warfare situation, we need to know what to expect, whether it's on the offensive or the defensive. And so I think that right now, they're seeing people's reaction to it, and they're seeing if we were to use them, what's going to detect them, how close they can get, how low they can get, and how quickly they can go away. Because as we've seen, several people, once light is shined, from a certain distance onto these things, they go dark and boom, they're gone. So there's so many different things. And I don't.
Well, it's part of the technology that we don't know that we have, which is what Ashton was talking about. You don't want to hide science. You don't want to hide physics. Humans, we should know. And I guarantee, and I've said it before, and I've heard people talk about what we actually have at Boeing. So many levels down below the ground in regards to technology. Yes, Logan says they are our drones. I agree. Donna says, why Jersey? Yeah, that would make sense when it came to missing radioactive material. Jeannie says drones are loud and scary. It all depends on the drone. Jeannie says, let one fly over my house. I'm throwing rocks. Yeah, I know people who would be doing other things to the drones. And then you wonder, would drones ever respond back? Well, respond to hostile fire, respond to hostile activity, or at least what a drone would consider to be hostile activity.
Well, I think where it's at is not, for me, it's not surprising that it's on that part of the East Coast where it's in it's the vicinity of the White House.
But they've been seen around, allegedly seen around the country.
Yeah, and they are. And they're probably, going into different areas too. But I mean, I'm just not surprised. I mean, I think them being in a highly populated area is probably going to be a great place where they're going to be able to do these testings because lots of people are seeing it. Lots of people are trying to expose them. What's going to happen if someone does try to take one down? I mean, there's just so many different variables.
Well, look at some of the video here. This is multiple sets of 3 glowing orbs. They were seen on a flight from Chicago to Newark. And this happened yesterday. And you just start to take a look. Okay, are these drones that high? Is it something else? Is this some sort of new technology? What the hell is going on? And all of a sudden it's hit in the last week or so. I mean, check that out. What are you thinking if you're in a plane and you're flying and you see that?
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder. I'm like, wait a second. I'm 30,000 feet in the air, whatever I am. And this is what I see.
Yeah, right. It's like, what am I seeing? Like, what am I looking at? And why is there no explanation? I mean, I personally, I think all of it's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
I just think it's,
you know what? I'm more cool
amazing.
than that.
I do. I'm like, okay, I like this. Like, I like seeing this stuff, it's about time. Yeah. It's about time we catch up, with what our foreign adversaries are doing, because they're all light years ahead of us with this kind of stuff. As we saw when we let a little cutesy little balloon fly all the way over our country before anybody tried to do anything about it. And then finally it goes down in the Atlantic. But I like seeing this. I think that it's cool. And, we'll get answers. And in the meantime, if this is all to protect us, I'm totally down with it.
Well, let's hope it's to protect us. And it's not a situation where it's like, oh shit, something happened and now we have to have this to stop a bomb from going off.
Well,
to stop radioactive material from being used against us in some capacity.
Well, and that's a very, very real scenario that could happen. Like we've said a zillion times on this show, there's a lot of things that are going on around the world, and there's a lot of crazy people involved, i.e. Iran. So we have to be ready for these types of things. And when you do have the hostility that is going on in so many different places, we would be dumb to sit here and think that it couldn't happen to us or it couldn't happen on our soil. We saw what happened on our very own soil, 9/11. So, and people, everything's just advancing. Technology is advancing. We're watching it. We're watching it right before our eyes. So
lots of distractions out there. As the chat line says, keep your eye on January 20th when Trump takes over.
Yes.
It is cool if it's not bad, but I'm sick of hearing about it and nothing getting done. From the chat line, I feel much better about these drones knowing that Trump will be our president. Of course, 100%. That's kind of my point was earlier, because there's so many other distractions. There's so many things that are happening right now. What the hell is we see things that are real and we see things that aren't real. We talked a little bit about it last week. We'll get into it in just a second. I guess
What are you teasing me with?
LeBron.
Oh,
but just because he disappeared. But I don't like to give, and I'm doing it for you, I don't like to give attention to people who try to shoot up anybody or anything, and I don't say their names. And obviously there was a shooting yesterday at a Christian school by another person, biological female wanting to be a male, and going after and unaliving people and severely injuring others with a weapon. And we talk about it. I just want to show you this graphic, and just so people remember, this is real. Uvalde was a Democrat. Buffalo was a Democrat. Boulder was a Democrat. Columbine, it was a Democrat. Orlando was a Democrat. Parkland, it was a Democrat. Las Vegas, it was a Democrat. Sandy Hook, it was a Democrat. Nashville was a Democrat. Madison, it was a Democrat. Yet the Democrats are the ones trying to say that, pistols and every other sort of weapon should be taken off the streets. Once again, things are good, and then all of a sudden you have one of these situations. And it also shows you that almost every one of those, you had, again, a person that is struggling with mental illness, wanting to be a different sex than what they were born with.
Yeah. First of all, gosh, my thoughts and prayers go to the families of the people that are deceased, but of every single one of those children and staff members that were involved. This is no way for a child to grow up being afraid. Do you know that every single one of those kids are going to be afraid to walk into a school or maybe even another building every single day for the rest of their lives?
Yeah, but that's the Democratic talking point.
It is. And it's just it's just really sad. So thoughts and prayers to all of those people. This should not be happening. And they always want to talk about gun control. That's like their big talking point is gun control. I hope one of these days they are going to wise up, open their eyes, and realize that if someone is this disturbed and this sick, you can have all of the gun control laws. And you know how I feel about this. I think that there should be some gun control laws. Okay. I know I'm one of the black sheep in the conservatives that feel like this, but they are going to find a gun if they are this ill. And it's not hard to find a gun. We all know that. For people to think that it's hard to go out and find a gun, it's not. Anyway, I just wish that what they would start doing is start talking about the real picture here, and it's mental illness. And did you notice that we didn't hear anything about the manifesto yet? There's like some rumblings that we might hear something, but Luigi Mangione, when he took out the CEO for United Healthcare, it took about 5.5 seconds for them to be reading and publicly displaying phrases from his 3-page manifesto that was found on him. How is this? And we still don't know any of the manifestos from the last couple school shooters, the transgender that went in and, took away the lives of all of those students and staff there. We don't know. What's the deal? Somebody start realizing what's really happening here. And it's called mental illness.
We have so many gun control laws already. There's like 40,000 on the book. They're there. I don't think we don't need more laws. What we need is, and we've had gun shop owner Stephen King come in and explain this to us. He's like, all you need are police and prosecutors and the FBI to actually do their jobs and enforce the gun laws, the tens of thousands of them that are already on the books, and do their jobs, and then watch what happens. I'll never forget doing a story with them and going into Metro Shooting Supply and seeing a stack of white paper. And I said, what is that? And he said, these are the people we have denied the opportunity to purchase weapons. And I'm like, why do you keep them? He's like, because we're waiting on the FBI to come do their job. They're supposed to, and they didn't. So if anybody wants to talk about anything when it comes to that, just look at what our own government is doing by not investigating, by not doing what they should do. And that's sad. That's really sad. But yeah, you can get what you need to go get and do what you need to do. It's just more laws aren't, I just don't feel more laws are going to do it. You have to enforce what we have.
Well,
over and over and over.
Right. And they're not being enforced. And that's part of the problem as well. They're not. We have the red flag laws. We've got, there's several different things that we're supposed to, flag people that have a history and flag people that have mental illness. And, look at the guy that was on the subway. He was flagged. He was on a list of the top 50 most mentally ill in the entire city of New York, which is huge and it's crowded and there's a lot of mentally ill. And this guy, he can go and hop on a subway train and threaten the lives of everybody. And you can have somebody that without a gun was able to control the situation and protect others. And then they want to turn around and point the finger and make that guy the guilty guy. None of this makes any sense. But I just wish that people would stop pretending that it's about guns. It's not. It's about mental illness. And once you start to realize that, maybe then we can start creating a change and start helping the mentally ill and giving them the help that they need and keeping them away from people that they are going to potentially harm.
Couple updates before we get out of here today, because we are a live podcast. It is interesting. Trump has officially sued the Des Moines Register and Ann Seltzer over her Harris by 3 claiming election interference. So Donald Trump has done what he said he was going to do. Also, another interesting thing that Donald Trump brought up last night that I forgot to talk about, and this is what I try to focus on. He says the golden age of America has begun. That's why after he won the election, I was like, it's got to be all positive. It's got to be moving forward. He's talking about the golden age of America. So you have to focus your mindset on positivity now as we move forward. And I'm just grateful that we have him saying that. Also, Donald Trump vindicated yet again. Remember in the debate with Kamala Harris and David Muir trying to tell him, well, there's no gang members in Colorado and this and that. Well, Donald Trump has been vindicated yet again. Guess what? Police in Colorado and Aurora have now detained 14 people at an armed home invasion in Aurora, Colorado. It's the same complex where the armed Venezuelan gang members were found. They found people tied up and stabbed, and now they're trying to figure out if the suspects are connected to the Venezuela gang, which Donald Trump had talked about as well. Yeah. Do you see things are starting to change? And don't think for a second that leadership is not starting to trickle down when it comes to trying to make America safe again, when it comes to capturing and deporting illegals, and especially those who are here with bad intentions. It's happening, people.
It is happening. And like you said, he's being vindicated in so many different ways right now. And one of them is that people are starting to finally expose the different gangs, the Tren de Aragua and all of these other gangs. And Trump has been trying to talk about this. He was trying to talk about this during his campaign about making America safe again as well, and talking about these different, criminals coming in and taking over our cities. And mainstream media was literally laughing at him, saying, "Oh, can you believe this guy?"
The Tren de Aragua is who Trump was referring to, and that's who they're saying it looks like it's happening now.
Yeah. And so in the same with, when he was saying that there were people eating cats and dogs and everybody tried to make him look stupid and say, no, how many times do we have to see the videos of people? And yeah, does it sound crazy? It is crazy, but that's what's happening. And he has no problem calling it out for what it is. And finally, people are seeing truly how bad things are going to get if we didn't have a leader like him come in, grab the reins, and get things back into control again.
Well, we see what's happening, and that's why we continue to report, and we're just grateful that these things are happening. Donald Trump is putting things back. I mean, it's like every day I keep waiting for something. It's like we get new news every day on something positive. And it's like, okay, buckle up, get ready for this fun ride. The golden age of America is here, but there's still a lot of bad that has to be taken care of, a lot of cleanup that has to be taken care of. But as we started the show off with Donald Trump talking about, he's like, everybody hated me and fought me in my first term. Now He's like, everybody wants to be my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants to be my friend. He's like, I guess something happened with my personality.
Yeah. Well, someone said earlier on the chat line that CNN is kind of starting to change their tune. Of course they are. And so are the rest of them, because they know right now that if they don't do something and they don't try to at least create some kind of an olive branch, he is going to continue to destroy them. Every time that he gets up and talks and does a presser or anything, he's going to continue to call out mainstream media, the fake news. And people are paying attention now because they know that it's not just some tagline, fake news, mainstream media. No, it's real. We've seen it. I think I can honestly say that even the left has seen how much they have been lied to for the last 4 years. And if you're still in denial about that, just take a look at Joe Biden. Just look at him, listen to him, and he is he's literally deteriorating before our eyes. And to think that people were wanting to give that guy another 4 years to lead our country, not only is it unfair to us, but that's unfair to him and his wife. I mean, it just could never have happened. So.
Another update that just came out this morning, Donald Trump has released the statement that says that Elon Musk Doge activity could potentially save the United States $2 trillion. $2 trillion just by government waste. Once again, the winning continues, the good continues, and that's why we're excited when it comes to that. All right, we're also excited about our advertisers. CentryH2O.com, CentryH2O.com. Go to CentryH2O.com, and when you do, what happens is this. You get a home water system. It literally is the best in the world right now. Nobody can do what they do. I use it. The Trump children have it. RFK Jr. has it. If we're not enough yet, I don't know who else you need to know that is using it. Why? Well, here's why. Because there's no other system that purifies and cleans your water, which essentially it takes out all the bad, but then it adds in the good, the oxygen, the magnesium, and the calcium, and through natural processes, no electronic charges. It's all natural using science, which is amazing. Okay. That's one part in itself. How you feel and what you're doing for your health is the next best thing. There's no better thing you can do for your body than put the best kind of water in. Number one, our bodies operate with water, even more so than food. You have to have water first. And that's what the system does. It's Century, SENTRY, CentryH2O.com /discount/save sips. You literally put a system in 10 to 15 minutes under your sink. That's the cheapest version. That's the one that I have. And the water is alkalized. It stays that way. You can drink it 4 or 5 days later and you still have, and you can test it. It's still alkaline. No, nothing else does that. It takes out the harmful fluoride. It takes out the chlorine. It takes out the vaccines. It takes out the PFAs, and it's all tested. There's a reason why it's becoming popular now. And there's a reason why in the last 3 years, not one person has sent back their system. People on the chat line are talking about getting it and loving it because there is no better way to take care of your body. And when you purchase Century, we get a little kickback, and it helps us here as well. So it's your way to do something better for yourself. And you also help us out here when it comes to what we're trying to do. So we're grateful for the people who are using it. And again, we'll continue to promote it. And I didn't even get into all the miracles. That's right. Miracles that are starting to take place when it comes to, let's just say this, where oxygen exists in the body, cancers and diseases can't. And now you have verified explanations now of those happening with doctors, where doctors are like, I don't know what happened, but there's a change with your white blood cell count. So just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. Also grateful for David Gregory. He is the Missouri State Senator, but he's also one of the best attorneys in America. He can operate in all 50 states when it comes to personal injury. He is the conservative injury lawyer. You can find him at conservativeinjurylawyer.com. Once again, conservativeinjurylawyer.com. The phone number 314-619-4230. Give Dave a call if you've suffered some sort of personal injury, or if you're not quite sure, but make sure you know to tell him, and make sure he knows that you heard him on one. Cancel this, because whatever your settlement will be, he'll give you an extra 5% back that his company would normally get because you told him, you heard about him on Cancel This. It could be a car accident, physical, anything, freedom of religion. It could be freedom of speech, something with your job. That's what David does. Wendy's in the Chesterfield Valley and Defiance throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Work hard, play hard. You know you can count on Wendy's. You can go in, get some great food, enjoy your time, and you'll go back because it works out. And it's like, okay, we can pick it up fast. It's good. We know what we're going to get. And of course, it's always a great time. Wendy's in the Chesterfield Valley area, and of course in Defiance, Missouri. Also grateful for Playoffs Sports Bar and Grill in the O'Fallon, Missouri area. Check out Playoffs. Go check out Detroit Mike. You can catch him at Triad Center West. Figure out a game, and you can go in and see what kind of good times you can have. Also, when it comes to custom clothing, there's nobody better than Tom James. And when we talk about Tom James, we talk about Ben Lawler, 314-862-6500. Ben Lawler, that's b.lawler at tomjames.com, b.lawler at tomjames.com. You don't have anything to lose by asking about the selection of clothing that you can get, the price, the lifetime adjustments for fit. I've got his clothes on right now. It works, and it's amazing how you can adjust things to your body. You look good, you feel good, and that's what Ben does, and that's why we appreciate him. When it comes to Rockwood charcoal, you're not going to find a better charcoal. It's made in Missouri. It breaks apart in your hand. That's how you know that it's natural. You don't get all the other bad stuff. The best charcoal in the world is made in the state of Missouri, and we have Rockwood charcoal. That is Jonathan Heslop. He takes care of that. And of course, we appreciate Rockwood charcoal with Jonathan Heslop. You can buy it at Ace Hardware. At least that's where he says he appreciates it. If you order it, once you try it, you won't go back. You'll appreciate it. Also, Capriati Sandwich Shop in Rock Hill. Jonathan loved it so much. The owner loved it so much when he had it in Vegas. He's like, I got to bring it to St. Louis. And that's what he has done. And you talk about the ingredients, the Wagyu beef, the fresh roasted turkey every night that they slice in the morning for their wonderful sandwiches. And of course, when it comes to catering, their catering their dish and the plates are as good as I've ever seen. The catering platter I tried, awesome, incredible stuff right there. And of course, when it comes to real estate, you need to find out what you can do when it comes to Megan Livingstone, 314-249-1708, 314-249-1708, Megan.Livingstone at exprealty.com, Megan.Livingstone at exprealty.com. Once again, before you do anything, call, get your plan in place. Looks like the economy is changing. Looks like things are going to be a lot more winning in nature when it comes to Donald Trump around. So be ready, get your positive plan in place with Megan Livingstone. So we are grateful for that, guys, and we appreciate you jumping in today. Anything you want to leave anybody with, Megan?
No, not really. Well, actually, Mr. Logan, he loves to put the jabs in about IU, but this is what I will say. So we were on that 10-0 winning streak. We beat Michigan.
What are you talking about?
Logan knows exactly what I'm talking about. He loves to give jabs about the college football. So anyway, all I was going to say is that Michigan beat the Buckeyes. So, and we beat them. So I don't think that they're as good as you think they are, Mr. Logan. But yeah, love some good college football. But,
there you go.
Yeah, no,
we appreciate it.
I think it's been a great week for a lot of good things going on in our country, despite people being worked up about the drones. And I think we'll get some kind of an end to that soon, and just keep moving along. Like you say, I mean, you're just in love with what's going on, and things are great in America right now, and it's just a great feeling.
Well, we appreciate you guys jumping in once again. If you want to support us in any way, cancelthisshow.com. Go to donate. Click on the donate button. We appreciate it. Anything. Also, when it comes to any sort of advertising, email me, vic@cancelthisshow.com. It's extremely reasonable for the amount of audience that we do get out to, and we are grateful for that. Putting you on all of our social media platforms, plus the shout outs here and video opportunities as well. So we're grateful for that, guys. Have an awesome day. We're scheduled to be back Thursday at 9:00. You won't want to miss it. And of course, have an awesome day and enjoy being a patriot. That does it for the fastest hour plus of political and news podcasting. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys later.
I'll see you next week.
Are you looking to elevate your brand's presence? Partner with Cancel This Show with myself, Vic Faust. And my co-host,
Megan Marie. We're ranked in the top 10% globally.
Our show has reached over 1.68 million engaged listeners, and we continue to grow monthly.
Podcasting is one of the best ways to advertise
because it offers a highly engaged audience, SEO targeted reach,
and the ability to build a personal connection with listeners.
Dive into the dynamic world of cancel culture, politics, all current events, and the latest news with us.
It's the American taxpayers that are having to pay for all of this monkey business left and right.
Look at all of these pictures. They are using AI to generate fake photos, and we show you them. And Joe will show, we got a video of one, we've got certain pictures.
They were hiding the fact and trying to lie to the American people for months that Joe Biden was doing well.
This is Kamala. This is Joe Biden. It's Barack Obama. It's Jake Sullivan, all together doing anything and everything they can to strike back at Donald Trump because he continues to kick their ass.
If that doesn't make you mad enough to vote one way or another in this election, nothing will do it.
Get your company's voice heard, your brand recognized,
and the exposure you deserve.
Does your brand align with our mission?
Let's talk and make an impact together.